Well, hello everybody.
Hey guys.
Welcome to Adapt Chat. We're thankful you're here. Little firmware Friday fun. I know that's a little joke for all of us internally, so it's kind of fun to mess around with. I got a list of everybody here in front of me, and everybody that said they were going to be here is here. So thank you guys for doing that. We know that your time's valuable, so we want to, at least make this time valuable to you as well. I'm here obviously with Megan Corcoran. She's heads up all the business development. You've probably gotten an email from her. You've probably gotten pestered in some way by us through her, but she's certainly been doing a great job for us, and thankful to have her. So we're going to kind of get moving here. Got a few different things that I want to do, just housekeeping things. We'd love to kind of keep you guys up to date on where things are at. So Megan, go ahead and run them through where we are today and kind of some of the new things.
So I did want to mention as well, utilize the chat box because we cannot hear y'all.
Oh yeah, thank you.
So as most of you know, we started development of Adapt in 2012. The first project, which was your house, was in October 2014, and then Adapt launched at CEDIA in 2015. We just actually yesterday signed up our 103rd Adapt dealer.
Yeah, that 100 mark was a huge milestone. So, thank you everybody for that. That was like, when you start this stuff, you dream, right? Of, wow, what's going to be like when we get to 100, and it's finally here. So pretty cool.
It's exciting for me to be a part of that as well. Yeah. We have over 800 deployments currently, and that's throughout the United States and Canada. We have
Trinidad.
In Trinidad,
yeah.
Didn't forget about you.
Yeah.
5 master programmers on staff, and let's see, in June, actually this month, it's June.
Yeah, June 18th.
We have a new developer coming on board, Vishaka Murali.
I'm excited about her, guys. She's, it's going to take her a little while. She's coming right out of college, but master's in computer science and software engineering, very high GPA, and just a super cool person. I think you guys are going to really enjoy her, and we're certainly going to enjoy having her because obviously we got lots to do, and the more developers, well, the more we're going to be able to get done. So we're definitely pumped about Vishaka coming on board. That's exciting. So going to talk to you a little bit about Adapt 2.0, furthering things. If you were on the webinar last 2 months ago, you saw some of this. Now we're able to tell you exactly when we're going to be releasing. So first thing is that we are doing a full list expansion. Everything's going to 100. We are also doing, I guess there's 20 plus sources now, source modules that are the super, I'll call them the super easy way, right? Because normally when we do our source stuff, we still have to connect the module to an IR driver or a IP driver or whatever. But in this case, we're literally dragging and dropping a module in, and we're connecting it to a packet transmission device extender, and we're done. Like, you don't even have to drag a single symbol name from anywhere to anywhere. You're going to put your little init thing, and you're going to give it the source number. You're going to tell it what IR port you're using. It's a simple drop-down parameter in the module, and that's it. And that's for stuff like Apple TV and Roku and DirecTV and Dish Network, and there's just a whole bunch of those. And what that really is, guys, is it's kind of it's the beginning of getting away from having to deal with sources in VT Pro. Because we're basically handling all the the functionality or the functions themselves in Simple Sharp. So that's kind of all behind the scenes stuff. I mean, your remotes are going to be all connected, your touch screens, everything's kind of done behind the scenes. So that's pretty exciting. Those are available right now on the forum, so you actually can go grab those and play with them. But the point is that they're going to be wrapped up in a nice bundle for our next release in the example programs. It's a pretty major cleanup, and reality, we have you guys to thank for that, because we definitely know that we're human, right? We make mistakes, we goof. Everybody's been very forthcoming, very helpful in sharing what they have found, little things and not so little things. But the point I'm trying to make is simply that we are taking everything that you guys have told us about the example program and the templates and the things that weren't perfect, and we are taking another run at it to be as perfect as we can. So that's it's going to be pretty exciting. That goes along with the touchscreen, templates cleanup. There's again just a lot of little things that we know needed to be better. System manager is obviously getting has gotten a major update. You guys should have access to that already. We've kind of done a release on through the forum, so everybody can download it now. We did kind of an early release to just a few people, and once we felt comfortable, then we put it out there to everybody. So I have a poll question for you guys that I'm going to go ahead and have Megan do for us. So she's going to put that out there. I want to see how many of you guys are actually using the System Manager beta right now. So simple question, yes or no. Are you using it? Are you not? Kind of a thing. So if you don't mind, take a moment and get that answered for us, and then we'll kind of share the answers with you guys about what about what your answers are.
If you have any comments, drop them in the chat box.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So we getting some feedback and some answers.
It's like 80. Oh, so far 80-20.
All right. So far 80-20. So 80% are using it, and then 20%. Okay. All right.
So we'll go ahead and close that.
Cool. Thanks, guys. That
Do you want to share
that helps a lot. Yeah. So here's kind of what I don't know if can you guys see that or not? Yeah, no, you guys can see it. So this is kind of what everybody has said. So thank you. For those of you who aren't using this yet, there could be a reason why. I can tell you, at least from my personal experience, not only using it, but also, hearing from other guys that are using it, that it's ready. There are a couple of little things. I mean, I found something yesterday, a little thing during a demo, but I think we're good. So thanks for doing that, Megan. So you guys should be able to see the slide again. Yeah, you're good. All right. So there are some other minor feature updates. Joe's going to spend some time with us here in a bit. He's going to show you some things along those lines. We're going to play around with the Horizon keypad, which is pretty exciting. Those are not shipping yet, but if you look behind me here, I've got some. These are brand new. I have been waiting to open these with you guys because it's kind of special. So it's like a live unboxing, if you will. So obviously we're going to be taking these. We're going to be making them a part of Adapt. There's some really neat things about these. I think you guys are gonna dig these. So I'm gonna go ahead and whip this thing open and share it with you guys. We can all see what it's like.
I'm making wait for Joe. Got to build the anticipation.
Well, Joe is gonna actually show a working one. So which one did I get? I got an almond. Yeah, I did. I got an almond. So that's kind of cool. So interesting, when I first grabbed the box, just so you guys are aware, and I shook the box, it was kind of weird because it sounded like there was something floating around in there, and that's because there was. So this is kind of the way it comes, and yeah, here's your Horizon keypad. Pretty cool. And I'm sure you guys probably already know this, but the way it's designed is you can kind of pop these little top things off, right? So you can change from the matte finish to the glossy, which is kind of interesting because these all stay matte, but yeah, kind of neat. This is interesting. What is this? Okay, yeah, so that's magnetic. Right on. The one thing I did see immediately, The fact that we have a 3-pin Phoenix here is giving us input capability from sensors and a nice loop through if you choose to daisy chain. So you now actually have 2 CrestNet connectors on the back of here, which is so great because I'm sure all of you at some point in time have tried to shove 2 CrestNet wires into this Phoenix. Not fun. I don't care how good of an installer you are, you end up looking like you don't know what you're doing in the end. So pretty cool. So yeah, Joe's going to share some more with us about the Horizon keypad. But there you go. A lot of fun. Going to be cool to play with. Something else I wanted to share with you guys. I have purchased a couple of Basalt keypads as well, and I played with them. Guys, I got to tell you, they're awesome. They are so cool. I think, and let me say it like this: I am petitioning my team to build these into Adapt because they're so sexy. They're so just refined looking. And now, having said that, there's a lot to them as well. So download their example program. I know the guy at Basalt very well. When we did our CTP summits, we actually were our tables were right next to each other. So we, got to talk a lot. His name's Tom. He's a really cool guy, totally loves our industry and wants to do whatever he can to help. So you might want to check those out. And there's a possibility we're going to be turning those into an adaptable device too. And then furthermore, with Adapt 2.0, we're obviously going to update documentation, right? So that's all going to get a little bit of a facelift. And last but not least, and probably the most important thing, the goal is end of June release for the whole Smash. So I know it's been a long time coming. You guys have certainly played a role in helping us get here. So we're certainly thankful for everything that you guys did.
A quiet group today. Thoughts, opinions?
Yeah, throw stuff out there if you can. I mean, this is the time. So I've got some discussion topics. Love to hear what you guys think about Doorbird. We have been petitioned by many of you to add Doorbird into Adapt in a way that's simpler. And we've been holding off because we're hoping something else happens, somebody else does something, and we're not seeing anything. So at this point, because there is so many of you using this, we believe it's a good idea for us to go ahead and make a Doorbird module. I think, I would say better than 50% of you at least have been pretty active in asking about that. So anybody have anything they want to add to that about Doorbird? Do you agree with that? Do you not agree with it? Good idea, bad idea?
Is the chat box working? Someone
it's broken. It's broken. I'm going to have to go with it's broken. All right, fair enough. So another thing that occurred, this happened to me over the weekend. It was Memorial Weekend. I don't think it was one of you guys in our list or on our webinar, but one of our dealers ran into a pretty weird problem. As a new dealer, he hadn't actually dealt with this one before, and so I wanted to bring it up because here's what he did. He basically wanted to do his audio switching higher up in the list on his receiver. So he had input 1 of his receiver set to be fed by the SPDIF output of his Swamp, and then he had input 3, I think it was, getting fed by output 1 of a DM switch. And there was some confusion about why it wasn't working, why he could not ever get video to happen. And that is because when we build this sources map, when we get that understanding of how many inputs, how many outputs, and how everything is routed, we do this from a top-down approach, which means that the top-down wins. Joe is going to touch on that a little bit more, may have an opportunity to show that, but we want to make sure that everybody knows that it's a kind of first on the list is what wins when it comes to whether audio or video will work. So Something else to discuss, UX design. So last webinar, we shared a little bit with you guys about some concepts and things that we've been working on. And I told you about some communication that we've had with Crestron about where they're going with things. And well, best way I can explain this is we are choosing to do our own thing. It's sort of how Adapt was born anyway. We didn't wait on others. We decided to forge ahead, and that is what we're doing. I feel like we can't wait any longer. I feel like the industry is begging for this, and I feel like we can move a rudder a little faster than some of the other guys out there. So we're going to do it. We're going to go after it, and so that means that now is the time for you guys to really interject and like tell us what you want. You know, tell us what you love, what you hate, kind of a thing. And so we've got another poll question that I think is going to help in that regard. Last time I asked everybody in the other webinar which homepage styles you're currently using. This is going to be more about do we keep homepage styles at all? Or do we move to a single page with maybe elements that can be added and removed type of a thing? So I want to hear what you guys have to say about that. Should we keep homepage styles, maybe even if it's like 3 or 4, or should we let them go and go with this single page style of things? So you guys are bringing in the answers right now. Appreciate that. I had a feeling this is where we were going to be.
Oh, it's getting close.
All right.
50-50.
Okay, so we're.
So a couple left.
I knew it.
50-50.
I knew it. I knew it. I love you guys, man. You're great.
So got 2 more people.
All right. Let's post them. So, welcome to our world. This is one of the most difficult things to deal with. Out of all the people on this webinar, there's where we are, 50-50. So, we're gonna do our best educated guess. Here's what we'll end up doing. We'll end up putting some stuff out there to you guys, maybe through the forum or something like that. And we'll start polling you guys with a little bit more detail, maybe a little bit more than, hey, should we keep it or should we not? I think it's going to be more determined by what the ideas for each are. I think that'll kind of help define it. But I did have a feeling that was going to happen. All right, let's go ahead and talk. Let's go ahead and talk NVX. I've had a couple of questions about NVX recently. Does Adapt, support NVX? And of course it does. We have chosen actually not to do NVX modules because, well, we've got the generic module, and the generic module gives us the ability. I mean, if you grab the 64 by 64, or actually it's not even really the 64 by 64. If you grab the 64 module, you can actually determine however many inputs you want. And with NVX being kind of infinitely scalable and things like that, I hope you guys all sell 64 output systems. That would be awesome. It means you're doing some big, massive jobs. But reality is that we're probably going to be fine just using the generic. So I don't think we're going to do an NVX module set. Could change. I'm not sure, but at this point, I don't think we will. So next thing on the agenda here is I want to just hear from you guys about what's the biggest problem with Adapt. Maybe a one-word thing. Throw it in the chat window so we can kind of talk about it a little bit. What is the biggest problem? Is it touchscreen stuff? Is it the source thing in VT Pro where you have to go and you have to deal with the join numbers on the source pages? Is it support? Is it the forum? All right, what do you got? Anything coming in?
Oh.
There we go.
So we're not using the chat, we're using the questions pane.
Perfect.
So we do have some questions, and you guys aren't as quiet as we thought.
No, we messed that up. Sorry.
Daisio, am I saying that right? Daisio thermostats. Will you also incorporate the Daisio thermostats?
That's a great question about the basalt stuff. So it's interesting. Tom just put a LinkedIn thing out there, and threw it out there to the masses and said, "Hey, we're in final beta with these things. Anybody want to check it out?" And I said, "Absolutely, I'm in, Tom. Let's do this." So we're gonna be getting one of those, and we want to build that into Adapt. I think it's a really cool piece. So yes, I do expect that we'll be integrating that.
+1 for Doorbird.
All right, good. Okay, nice.
Jason, what was your yes please to?
Yeah, Corey said, okay. VT Pro, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Corey. Yeah, that's where I figured most people were going to be. Mostly just waiting for 2.0. Okay, yeah. I'm with you.
Okay, Jason said yes to Doorbird.
Yes to Doorbird, love it. Using Doorbird, don't integrate it completely. Mostly just yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're spot on, Tim. I'm with you on that. Okay.
So it looks like we got them all.
All right.
Sorry about that, guy.
So I was kind of expecting that VT Pro was going to be the biggest hassle. I think it's the biggest hassle for us as well. We get it. Here's the challenge in dealing with VT Pro. We got to put our time and effort into the right places, and knowing that everything's going to move to HTML5 and that VT Pro is not going to be the tool that we're going to use to develop all that or develop the user interface stuff in the future. We're probably not going to do a lot to take out the pain of dealing with VT Pro sometimes, but we are wanting to at least get to that place where we're maybe able to use one page for a category device, meaning a satellite / cable box. You'll have one sub page, and we can then manage that on the back end and things like that. So I was again expecting that you guys were going to go to VT Pro with that. Is there anything else that you guys want to throw out there as a discussion topic before I get to this last piece? Anything else you just want to know more about? Like, what are you guys doing about X, Y, or Z? All right. I got nothing coming in, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on. So, oh wait, hold on.
Dynamic source modules other than IR.
Oh, thank you, Corey. Very, very good. Yes, we are starting to have better success with IP devices, and there are a few that I think we will want to make dynamic IP. We've been watching Crestron for a while, and their RAD initiative. I'll share this with you that Eric and the team spent a lot of time with Crestron going through the SDK and the tools and things that they were working on, and quite frankly, it's why it didn't end up in Adapt. I think we knew so much that we made a choice not to put it in, but now the name's changed. It's Crestron Connected Drivers, I think, and it's quite frankly what they're going to be using in Ping. So we're watching that model a little bit. We're thinking about incorporating it. That's ultimately a decision I think that Eric is going to make in the end. I think it's going to come down to how well it works, which is actually a good time to talk about one other thing. You guys have seen Crestron promote the guide data for cable boxes and satellite boxes and all this stuff and the presets, and they're doing that with the 310, the TSR 310, and it's just part of Adapt and who we are that we're going to focus on two things: reliability and consistency. That's It's why we're not using subpage reference lists, because we cannot be consistent or provide a consistent user interface experience between a 1050, a 1052, a 1060, and more importantly, an iPad or an iPhone. And so because of that, we didn't end up going with SRL within our framework. Kind of the same thing with the presets and the guide data thing. We need these systems to be 100% reliable. We are looking at it. We are playing with it. It's been on labs for a while. The guys do check it out. It's just not I think ready for adapt yet. And there may be some debate about that, but I got to put my foot down and make the decision, and we're not putting it in yet. It may come in the future. So other stuff.
We'd like to see navigation items that can be room specific.
Ooh, that's a good one. Joe, I know you're listening. Would you please note that? I think we have that in our. I think we already have that in our roadmap, but I just want to make sure that it's there. Thank you for that, Dean. That was good. Excellent. Other stuff before we talk ping. Okay, we're going to move on to ping, and just like you see here, to ping or not to ping. Before we do this poll question, actually we'll do the poll question first. I don't want to infect or anything the poll question. So let's go ahead and ask it. And the big question is, how much of your business is ping? Are you doing ping at all? And if we can get everybody to kind of give us their answer as quickly as we can get to the next thing. There is a reason for this question, and I'll share when I can.
I might have goofed on.
Oh, you're fine.
Oh no. Okay, never mind.
This is good. This is interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Looks like there's one more person.
All right. Okay, let's go with it. Let's post them. Okay, so here's kind of what everybody's thinking. Can you pull that down a tad so I can see? Okay, so few people. I need to see the right side. Yeah. So 33% of you are not doing any ping at all. Almost half of you are doing a little bit. Quarter of you guys are doing quite a bit, I would say, relative. So that's awesome. I like hearing that. I know it may sound a little strange for me to say that, but I do think that ping has a place, and I think that Crestron's doing some neat things there.
Tim says ping 6 years ago, no, today absolutely.
Yeah, right. Totally down. They are making some great improvements to it, and I commend them. It's come a long way. Now, having said that, I wanted to share with you guys. Let's put our slide back up. I wanted to share with you guys what I do personally and what my recommendation is personally about ping. I like ping from the standpoint of lighting and the deployment of a ping lighting system. I've played around with the audio part. I've played around with the thermostat. I've played around with door locks. I've played around with, I haven't done the security one. But my opinion is that it with the lighting, you get almost everything you need. I really don't like that we don't have load level control from kind of the main AV system, and I don't like that you can't see a percentage. Other than that, it's not too bad on the lighting end. You can get them up and running pretty quick. When it comes to door locks and thermostats and security and all those things, I like the fact that we have more freedom. And quite frankly, I like the way we do it in Adapt better, especially with the door locks and being able to make the changes to things and so on and so forth. But they're doing some great stuff with it, and I wanted to kind of get a sense of what you guys thought, and it was sort of what I was expecting, and so I'm happy to happy to hear that. Actually, I think Crestron would be happy to hear that too.
No load level control and ping deal breaker.
Yeah, I agree. The load level control in ping. So, and it's interesting. Clancy actually asked us if we would be interested in writing a special module to to do exactly that, and I told him that would be interesting. But in some other conversations, we felt like D3 Pro was still going to need to remain a major part of our business and Crestron's business for a long time. And that, I don't know if you guys caught on to that, but it's a little while ago. Crestron kind of finally came back and said, okay, we're going to make some updates to D3 Pro. We're going to do some cool stuff to fix some things and add some things. And there's a reason why that is. And that's because we and other dealers, said, no, you can't make D3 Pro go away. So no, that was excellent.
Sorry, another comment. We were using them for shades, but we decided to kill it and just program in simple.
Yeah, so I have not played with the shade part of it yet, but I mean it's just like lighting, I would assume. And I will tell you this. I'll say this. Look, I don't have a very large house. It's not big at all. I probably got maybe 40. It's 50-ish devices, loads, whatever. And when I do whole house stuff, I have an early evening scene, I have a late evening scene, I have a sunrise, and I have a sunset. It pretty much affects 80% of the lighting in the home. Going to create that scene the first time is pretty, it takes a little while. Right, because you're doing it on the iPad and you're going boop, 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 and you're pressing buttons and you're flipping pages and you're doing things. And it's not terrible, it's not too bad, but the real problem, or at least for me personally, the real challenge or time-consuming part is when you got to do that again and again and again, where you got 4 or 5 kind of global scenes and you have to build them each time, like from scratch. Whereas in D3 Pro, I'm like 2 seconds, copy, paste, go through, change my, my levels, away I go. And then I make it learnable and the customer can set it. I mean, so I know that it's something that they're gonna look to do, but that's kind of a toughie for me. I don't want to call it a deal breaker, but it definitely kind of affects things negatively. So here's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna have Joe hop in on this. He's going to share some things with you guys, and then also we were originally going to have Joe unbox the keypad, but he's like, no, just give it to me. I'll make it do some stuff, and so he's going to make it do some stuff. So Joe, if you don't mind,
yeah, let's see. Can you guys
take
hear
it
me
away,
okay?
man.
All right, there you go. So you guys see me and hear me okay?
We can't see you yet. Can you show your camera?
Yep, you should be. Oh, yep. Okay, let's see. There we go.
Nice.
Hello.
Yes.
So cool. Well, hi. Thanks, Troy, for having me on here. What I wanted to focus on today is kind of some of these adapt, upcoming release features and updates that we've kind of been working on here. And so what I've got open here, if you guys have been through my training, you'll recognize this as our 26 trim example. First thing I kind of wanted to point out here is all of these source modules that you see that we're using. So we're using all of our new, I call them the one-liner source modules here. So here we've got one for DirecTV, and all that I need to do to hook this guy up is connect this to my packet transmission here. So nice and easy one-liner. You can see all the modules that we've got that available for right here. We've also laid this out a little bit better. So, one of the things that we recommend is sometimes it can be nice to have your video sources grouped together in your simple windows, and then maybe you're kind of skipping a little bit to group your music sources and code. We've kind of shown an example of that here where we're skipping some source numbers before jumping into some of our music sources here. Another thing that we've really tried to focus on during this example, or during this revision, is organization, kind of keeping everything nice and organized. And so previously we were a little all over the place, a little inconsistent. These days we've really tightened that up. So we have one lighting system module here, for example. And then this one module is going to the different, examples, whether it's Lutron or Ping or our D3 example, and you can see those organized here as well. So again, nice and organized. Everything is really put together. Just another example of this organization is, now of course we have support for both Yale and Baldwin door locks. So those are going to be right there and nice and organized for you. So that's the example in Simple Windows. We've done something very similar along the same lines with our organization over here in VT Pro. So here I've got our new 2.5 iPad going, and you can see we've now created pages to match all of these source modules that we've now introduced. And so now you don't have to worry about, oh, well, what's the difference between my Comcast cable page and my DirecTV sat page, right? Because we've given you those pages and they line up exactly with our new source modules. So that's something that has made my life a little bit easier. This is, these templates and this example is something that I've been using internally on my own production work for about the last month or so here. So we're really putting this thing through its paces before handing it off to you guys. Again, the theme is organization. So we've also started to organize a lot of the folders within VT Pro so that you instantly know all of the join numbers that you need to know for your local and global. Everything is a lot more consistent across the UIs now. So one trick I've actually been able to utilize is I can actually copy this set of my source subpages. Once I've done them on one touch panel, I can copy just this range of subpages right here onto all my other touch panels, and now the names of these subpages are consistent across the panels, so I can copy and paste nice and easily. I know that was one of the concerns you guys had is about VT Pro, just a way to save yourself some time there. Couple other things that I wanted to show you. So, was introduced to this kind of neat tool on Yahoo groups that's really kind of allowed us to test consistency across panel types a lot better than we ever have. So you can kind of see that here. I'm now actually able to open up multiple X panels running our different, touch panel resolutions. And now, whatever I do on one, I can kind of test the consistency of all of our touch panel pages across our different resolutions to make sure that, all of our touch panels are nice and consistent across the board. Another, just little feature that we've kind of added in is this discrete security zones page. As Troy kind of mentioned before, we have increased all of our list sizes to 100 items. So now 100 security zones, no problem. 100, swamp zones in your setup list, no problem. Lots of kind of quality of life things here, but the main thing that I was focused on during this revision is, definitely the consistency across all of our touch panel types and the organization, so that you can, look at this program without any kind of introduction and kind of instantly know what's going on and how everything's kind of laid out without kind of needing to guess at it. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. We've, of course, all of these modules that, these source modules that I've been talking about are all currently available on our forum for you to download. You can use these guys right now, no problem. I've been using them in production jobs for quite some time now. So if you're not already using these, definitely go pick those up off the forum. And let's see, what else? Troy, is there anything else that you'd like me to touch on in particular? Like I said, the key's been kind of consistency across the touch panel types and keeping everything nice and organized. Of course, we have done a new default background, so that's going to be kind of our way of quickly knowing what touch panel kind of versions you're working with, because we've got that new background. I think it's kind of a nice looking subtle background that we've got going there. So let's see, we've got a source, updated source select page here to look at. Yes, ma'am.
We have a question. You mentioned a Yahoo group tool.
I'm not aware of that, but maybe.
What I'll do is I'll post a little write-up of what this is actually doing right here, and kind of let you guys be able to test that. Like I said, this is really just a tool that we've used to let us run multiple X panels at once. You know, typically you can only have one instance of these, and the tool just allows me to get multiple of these running at once. And so that's what I'll do a little write-up on that guy.
Joe, also, were you able to get the? I know we unboxed it like right before.
So I do have the keypad here, and I was going through the process of connecting it up before I realized that in fact the hardware definition is not available here in Simple Windows. I thought it was, but it unfortunately is not. The model number on these guys is an HZ, and so unfortunately there are no keypads in here. I did even try to power it up. Let's see here. And I tried to just get a basic power cable going, plug it in, see if it did anything, but I'm guessing it's looking for some, programming or ID scheme there. You can see not quite anything going on without programming.
That one's kind of on me.
Yeah.
I have a snippet that I haven't that showed up in an email today, and have not shared that with you, Joe. So that's my fault.
Worries. But here it is, the black. If anybody's kind of curious what that guy's looking like, there it is right there. One thing that I noticed is that the buttons are very clicky. You can hear them click, which is it's satisfying kind of click.
That's a technical term, I believe, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I learned that one in school, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Very
Joe,
clicky.
I think we're good. Anybody have any other quick questions for Joe?
And like I said, this is definitely our biggest update, I think probably ever, that we've done to this example program. So we're wanting to make sure that this thing is solid before releasing it. We're kind of hoping that this is going to hold us over till the next gen UI tech that we've got coming, whether it's HTML5, whatever that looks like in the future. So this is what we're planning on is going to ride us out through that.
Right on. Thanks a lot, Joe. Appreciate you, man.
You're welcome.
We'll see you soon.
Joe.
Yes, I am.
All right. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to give Megan the floor for a bit, and she's got a few things that she wants to share with you, and maybe a couple of things that she may want to ask as well. So, Megan.
Hey, Corey, we'll get you that answered for you. Unless Troy, will we see environmental students?
Corey, with 2.0, no, but yes, we are actively looking at making that happen. Now, having said that, there's already ways that you can do that. I think you probably already know that, but we are looking at ways to make that even easier. So, yeah, good question.
All right, so we have, as a thank you for everyone attending, some swag we're going to be sending out.
Yeah, so I got some t-shirts that we're going to be sending you guys.
But in order to get those, I will need your shipping address and the number of people you have attending. I think we should, if you're on the webinar last time, you can't guess, but what is that? What do y'all think that is?
It looks like a pen, but it's your adapting tool.
Corey, you were on last time, weren't you?
So you got all these, I don't know how easy it is to see, but it's a screwdriver. This thing's actually really cool. We handed these out at the CTP summits, and a lot of people already have them. It's possible that some of you guys don't. So we just want to hook you guys up, because you took time to listen to our little thing here, and and these are super cool. And they're nice. They're not cheesy, that we actually bought good ones. So yeah, Megan wants to be able to send these out to you. So
my email address is there. Like I said, send me your shipping address and the number of people you have watching with you today. Review Champ. So we're implementing a new review platform. It's super easy. I'm gonna reach out to you guys, and all you have to do is click the number of stars. You get sent a link, click the number of stars, and then you can go, and it's optional, but we appreciate, you know, kind of bragging on us and telling the world how great the team is and all that kind of stuff.
And it comes in a text, right? Like
Yeah,
you get a text and you just hit a thing, and then boom, it's like a minute of, you know, time. It's nothing.
It takes no time at all, and we definitely appreciate that.
Yes, totally.
And then we, for all you guys attending today, are doing a key deal. You'll have to stick through the end of the webinar to get that code. But it'll be valid through next Friday, the 8th, and it'll be 25% off of your key purchases.
For as many keys as you guys want to buy. It's a good gig. So I definitely take advantage of that. Let's take a few seconds and look at. So Jason, you nailed that.
Corey did too.
Corey got it as well.
Yeah.
Right on. Pantech design started down the. Question from Dean. Yeah, we started that actually, guys, July of 2017.
I don't think that they can see the question. So the question was, has Pantech design started down the road to HTML5 UI?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we started in July 2017. And that was, so in the last webinar, I showed a few of those concepts. They're really cool looking, but here's what we learned. We learned that until we understand exactly how we're going to integrate whatever we do in HTML5 to the simple Windows kind of adapt side of things, it's hard to make a decision about how much further to take it. So that's kind of part of our, you know, relationship with Crestron. We're working on those things, understanding those things. Those decisions on their end have definitely not been made completely yet, but there's a pretty clear idea about using CSS, so style sheets and you know, schemas to accomplish the you know, the connections and whatnot. Maybe some JSON stuff, and so anyway, more information will be available. That was a good question, Dean. Thank you. All right, well, let's move forward. So we need your help, guys. Like Megan was just talking about, we've got this new Review Champ thing that's going to make it really simple for you guys to share your adapt story. Your testimonial's kind of huge. I mean, it's you know, it's one thing to hear from the sales guys, right? But when they hear it from you, you're a much more believable group, you know, and we need your help with that. So let your RSMs know too. That's a big one for us. We're making some pretty huge inroads with Crestron right now. You know, they're moving in our direction even more, which is very exciting. But the more they hear from the bottom up that this is a good thing for their business and it's working well for their integrators, the better off it is for us. So thank you guys for doing that. And don't forget about the dealer referral program. A couple of you on this webinar have taken advantage of it. We really appreciate that. I know it feels a little funny to share your secret, right? I get it, you know, but it does help, and it'll help you. It's I mean, geez, $1,000 keys, nothing to scoff at, man. That's a lot of money. So and then last but not least, you know, look, our success is definitely your success, and we're all about wanting to help you guys. We want to support you guys. We truly believe that we live and die by support. I know as a business owner myself, when I'm choosing to make a decision about our new phone system or some PC, computer, whatever it is, I'm concerned about how well the thing works, absolutely. But I'm more concerned because I already know stuff's going to break, things are going to happen. I'm more concerned about the support. And you know, we hope you guys have felt that we care a lot about you guys and about, you know, the support that we're able to provide. With that, I'm gonna do something that's not on the slides that I just thought about maybe about 10 minutes ago, and I want to ask this question. Would you guys be open to or think it would be a good idea to have for Adapt or Pantech Design to have a support agreement with our dealers? Meaning, you guys pay a monthly fee and you can call us for anything, not just Adapt centric type things. In other words, we kind of become maybe your first go-to on everything, instead of having to call some of the other manufacturers, whether it be Crestron, Doorbird, whatever. Would that be interesting to you guys?
Heck yes.
Oh my.
TV screwed me over on every call.
All right, thanks, Jason. Yeah, I'm hearing this a lot more, and it's not even directed at Crestron.
We already do, and you're already our first go-to.
Yeah. See, the question is, but so I'll be brutally honest with you guys, just blunt. I think I need to be, and I love the feedback. This is again what I kind of expected, but I want my team to be able to dive into things like, even how to lay out logic a certain way to accomplish a certain task. Those things aren't really Adapt things. I'm sure you guys can appreciate that my guys are not inexpensive. They're some of the best in the business. They really are. And we've got to continue, our growth too. So we were looking at that as a way to provide an even greater support experience.
Depends on the fee. Do you have
depends on the fee. Okay.
Manpower for this idea?
Yeah. So, Jason, beautiful. Do we have enough manpower? No, I don't believe we do. I think if we're going to do this at the level that it needs to be done, we're going to need a few more guys. But putting this out there to the 103 Adapt dealers that are using this, I would like to believe we'll probably see at least 30% of those guys do this with us. And so it would make sense, the fee, right? Like one of the guys said, Jason said, yeah, we don't know what that really looks like. And it may be different for every dealer because it may be a variable thing. So I don't know. It's an idea, but your responses have told me that this is something that could be good. Something else that kind of goes along with this is when you guys grow, which we hope and want to have happen, right? You're going to need to bring in people, maybe new guys. Maybe you want to elevate a technician that has been doing technician level stuff, but now he's going to be a programmer, right? Well, we can kind of step in and take on some of that role. So yeah, just a thought, just an idea. If you like it and you're interested, and man, I'd like to talk to each and every one of you individually about it and see what what you think.
Even bringing one person like Vishaka on board, once she's up and running, that one person is huge.
Well, when we're efficient, and we are, yeah, you're right, Meg. That's right. It's going to be a little bit for her, I think, but she's definitely going to be able to add to that. All right, guys. Well,
we have 2 more poll questions.
Oh.
Real quick ones. These are just yes, no.
Oh, we do, don't we? Thank you.
Let's see. How often do you guys find the forum helpful?
Yeah, are you guys using the forum? That's a great one. There's other things that we can do with the forum, and this is kind of why we're asking the question. And I think that at least from what I've seen, it's a pretty active forum. And my favorite part about the forum, guys, is the help that occurs within the forum. I think that's one of the coolest things, because you end up, you guys help each other, and I think it's incredible. So
got a couple more out there.
Beautiful.
All right.
All right, let's post it. Okay. So was that 30% of you guys, 20 to 50% of the time it's helpful to you. Half of you saying 50, okay. And more than 75%. Okay, this is good. This is good. So what that tells me is, all in all and in general, the forum has been a very helpful tool for you guys. Because look, we get that we're not on the phone at 11 o'clock at night, ready to take a call. And so hopefully the forum does, give you some more information. What was the other poll question that we had?
Let's see.
I don't think I remember it.
The TSR.
Yeah, don't worry about that one.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah. All right, guys. Well, I'm looking at the time, and it's now 11:56 our time. But point being, we've spent 56 minutes of your time, and again, we are so thankful for that. So this next slide is exactly that. Thank you, guys. Down at the very bottom of the slide, I want you guys to write that down. That is your coupon code for attending the webinar, seeing it through to the end, doing this with Megan and I and Joe. And so take that down. It's good until when, Megan?
Friday the 8th, next Friday.
Friday the 8th. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys attending Adapt Chat, and go have some Firmware Friday fun.
Is there any last questions we got in here? Let's see.
No, we're good.
No problem.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Talk to you later.